All right, Howie, let's go. Okay, so when people hear Howie Bell, what do you want them to feel immediately?
Fun, happiness, laughter. You see what I'm saying? You see how you just laugh like that? You know what I mean? So I want people to
Yep,
feel when they hear Howie Bell. No complication, no nothing. Just fun. Just laugh, smile, happiness, joy.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's what's a Howie Bell rule you live by on stage and off stage?
Be yourself. As much as you can. I know it's hard and for us to be that a lot of times. A lot of times people get caught up in being something for somebody else, or being something, even you're uncomfortable with. So just be as close to yourself as possible, as whatever's in your heart and in your spirit. Try to get close to that, and do that on and off stage. Practice that
Oh,
in life. Period. Yeah,
mhm.
yeah, and then everything else will follow.
That's true. Be yourself. What part of you are people sleeping on right now?
Everything. No. I've been slept on for a long time. Oh man, let me tell you, sis. You know, we all think that we are incredible people. All of us, everybody. Some people need help understanding who they are, but most people understand that they have whatever that is you do. You feel good and confident about it. Most people, most adults, should I say? And so, with that being said, it's a lot about me. I feel like hasn't been discovered or exposed yet to the public. And so there are things about me that I think that are coming and that will be there. But it's a myriad of things that I can say or point out and say, hey, you guys should be looking at this or you should be looking at that. But I'm following God's path, and so whatever He brings out and exposes and brings out, I'm all for it.
Yep, there's plenty
Yeah,
more to come. We just
plenty.
getting started.
That's
Even though
right.
we've been at it for a long time, we just getting started.
That's right. It ain't on our time.
That's right. Where are you from, and what did the environment teach you about who you are?
I'm from Detroit, born and raised, and I've been all over this great country of ours and other places around the world too, and lived in a lot of cities, of course, in America. But I'm back in Detroit now, and this is probably one of the best cities in the world to me. And but so I've learned a lot of resilience here, how to follow your dreams, if you will. You don't let anything hold you back, whatever the criticism is, or whatever the doubts are. Learn how to overcome those and set goals for yourself and accomplish them. And that's what I learned in Detroit. And this city is resilient like that. And a lot of people from here understand what I'm talking about. We can get because we this is a real critical city. And I don't care if you can sing, dance, juggle, whatever you can do. It's going to be somebody else that say they can do it better, and you got to just be able to, deal with that. And follow your dreams, man. Follow your dreams, and your dreams are your instincts, and who you are. Once again, going back to yourself, and so follow that, and then you'll overcome that stuff. So Detroit taught me how to do that.
Amen.
Amen.
What's something in your culture that you defend hard, even if people don't understand it?
That's funny. Well, when you say the culture, we're talking about black people, and especially here, you know what I'm saying? Especially in America. Our culture here, we got a good thing. We laugh at everything. We laugh at everything, whether it's serious or not, because that's one of our coping mechanisms. And I don't think a lot of other cultures understand that, how we can make fun of almost every single thing. I mean, the world could be exploding around us as it is right now, and we're still making jokes and memes about it and trying to laugh it off. I mean, we got a really good way of dealing with pain.
That is so true too. It is so true.
That's why we love comedy.
That's right. Tell me about a moment you realized your identity wasn't something you had. It was something you had to own.
I think that came with age and experiences and maturity. I don't remember a day or a specific year in particular. But I remember just going through a lot of different things in my life, and just say, hey, I got to get straightened up, or I got to, be more efficient in this, or look at things a different way. I think that just comes with growth, and everybody is kind of different with that part. Some people get it quicker than others. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I was still living a fun, happy life, carefree for a long time before I said, hey, hold on, you slow down and, get it together, man. You got things going on. So it took some time.
I agree. I'm just now growing up. I'm 47. I'm about to be 47. I'm just now starting to grow up. So
You see what I'm
you're
saying?
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Growing up is growing up is something that all of us have to do. But yeah, we all got our own time in which we do it. Now you can't wait till in your 80s. You got to figure that out. You know, so you got to figure out, sooner the better.
What do people assume about you that's wrong, and what's the truth?
You know what? Some people assume, well, I've heard, assume that I'm mean. I've heard that before. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I'm not mean at all. Like the absolute opposite of mean, actually. You know what I mean? I think I'm a very pleasant person. You know what I'm saying? So, but I've heard that before. You look, mean. You're like, you're mean. No, don't look mean. I've heard that through the years. That's
But
wrong.
you're not. Yeah,
No,
not at
not
all.
at all.
I love
No.
you to pieces. I'm
Thank
happy to call you my
you.
brother, for real.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I ain't never been mean ever.
Mhm.
Now
You
I've been mad at
straightforward.
something. I've been mad at something before, but I've never been
Mhm.
mean.
Yeah, you just speak your mind, and that's it.
Yeah,
That's the Howie I know. That's
that's
the
it.
Howie I know.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, never mean.
Nope. Nah.
So, what part of your upbringing shows up in your comedy, whether you mean to or not? Whether it's language, music, family, neighborhood, church, anything.
All of the above, they all show up. Uh, family shows up. Family shows up a lot in my stand-up. So I mean, I talk about everybody. To people that's alive and dead. I talk about them all. No, it doesn't matter if you're around or not. I still talk about you. So family shows up a lot. I talk about church a lot. I talk about school. I talk about my fraternity roots. Shouts out to Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. I talk about them. I talk about everything. Nobody, everything, especially if it's your personal life and your, own experiences and the things that you deal with on a regular basis, you can't help but let that come out when you perform it. So yeah, I talk about everything personal, everything, but not to the point to where I'm telling you my inner deep personal things that I'm doing you know what I'm saying? But personal enough to where you can make a connection and you can say, hey, I've been through that before as well. So that kind of person. But I ain't telling everybody when I'm digging in my nose every 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. Has comedy ever made you feel more connected to your culture or more distance from it?
More connected. Definitely more connected. I mean, especially doing live performances. I get to travel around and meet and hang out with different people and realize how diverse people are, and we are, period. And not only how diverse we are, but actually how similar we are too. And it doesn't matter your race either. You know what I'm saying? White, black, Hispanic, whatever you are, you know what I'm saying, Asian. I think that we're more similar than what we think we are, but we have a lot of diversities, and I think that we all got to respect each other, for that. But comedy allows people to open up to you. I've done shows, and people will probably talk to me that they wouldn't necessarily go and talk to another black man per se about whatever that was on their mind at that particular time. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But being a comedian, I just got off stage. I've just given you my life story, and so now, people feel comfortable with coming and saying, "Hey, man, I've been through that," or where you from? Like how we're talking now, that kind of I'm from here, and and these are people that I would never get a chance to meet other than being in that particular situation, which stand up comedy brought me to.
I love
So
it. Hmm.
yeah, man, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing. What does love look like in your world when it's done right?
Love.
Yes.
You know what love looks like when it's done right? It always catches you unexpectedly. And no pun intended. I'm in a movie called Unexpected Christmas, but unexpectedly, love catches you. And it's always that at that time when you least expect it that it happens. And that could be a financial blessing, which is in the form of love, or a family blessing with someone expressing how they feel and how what health illness they overcame, or some type of accomplishment or graduation, or holy matrimony, and somebody get married. Always those type of moments are love. Hey man, I just got a new job for real, and you loving and them loving to even to tell you that, and you have to reciprocate back. That's love. That to me is love. Some people have a view of love like, oh, I'm in love with a girl, or I'm in love with a man, or you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's a part of love, but love is giving of yourself and being available to give of yourself. That's what love is all about. And the person on the other end receiving it, you can tell just by the look at their face or the way their voice sounds how much they appreciate that love. And then they'll do the same thing. Love reciprocates love,
Yes.
you know?
I
So
like, I
that's
like
love.
that answer.
Yeah.
So, what's the best kind of love you've ever received and who gave it to you?
Probably from my parents. The best kind of love. I mean, yeah, they've given me the best kind of love because they dealt with everything about me, from raising me to me needing them, when I was down or, had mishaps or what have you, to financially or, guiding me through school and, going through childhood to adulthood. I mean, yeah, that love from my parents can't be replaced by anything. You know what I'm saying? Your kids love you too, but your parents, they're kind of forced to love your ass. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they got to do it. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna do it. And so that love is unconditional.
So true. Thank
Yeah,
God for parents
I'm
because
trying to tell you.
I'm 47 and I still make a Christmas list every year. So I get it.
right,
Yeah.
right, right.
What's one lesson about love you learned the hard way and it made you better?
A lesson I learned about love the hard way. Um, I guess the hardest lesson you can learn about love is giving of yourself and people not showing the gratitude or the appreciation for it. I think that's tough to deal with because you still got to be yourself. You can't let them, what I'm saying, make you say, "Well, I'm never doing that again." You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, if you're giving somebody that you see that is homeless or less fortunate on the street, you give them $1, and then you see the next guy come up and be like, "Oh man, that's all you giving me?" Because trust me, I've heard that before.
Me too.
That's it. But, you can't let that stop you from being who you are and being the kind of person that you are, or who you can be. So that's a tough lesson to learn, and a lot of people can't get that lesson because when you dealt a bad hand, a lot of times, even through relationships, if you dealt a bad hand, a lot of times you never recover, and you don't know how to love again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I've
saying?
been single for over 4 years. Haven't even been.
Mm.
I don't like women. I have not been touched by a man, so I
Mm.
completely
See,
get it.
it's
Yeah,
tough. Yeah,
it's tough.
especially if you had a bad experience. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So you just got to turn that experience, to answer your question, into a learning experience. You say, okay, well, I won't do that again. what did I do wrong? You know what I'm saying? Or what was wrong with me, and what mistakes won't I make again? Because at the end of the day, it's all about yourself. Even go all the way to the person you choose. You gotta be real careful about the person that you let close to you in your life. And then because it's I know some people hide it for a long time. They can be, some people can hide it very well, for years before you realize, oh shit, this person is an asshole. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So, but so that we can never account for that. But you got to at least do the most that you can do to pick the best person, even the other people around you, not just in your love life, but pick good people around you. People of high quality and morals and standards and shit. When I see people online all the time, they talk about, man, I need new friends, and yeah, you probably do. You know what I'm saying? Like you're around things that just keep reciprocating the same negative energy. That's what you're gonna be around. So,
That's true. So you've been building for a long time. What's been the biggest shift in your career recently?
well, I got it. I just mentioned it is the film Unexpected Christmas been the biggest shift in my career recently. Um, thank you, and it came out this past holiday season, and it now is nominated for 3 NAACP Image Awards. So
Wow.
yeah, which is really incredible. So just to work with a project of that magnitude, I'm very, very proud of it. Very proud of all the producers and all the actors and everybody involved with this. That alone has been a major blessing. So yes, recently it's been a really good look. You know what I'm saying, to be a part of this.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah,
I really, really
yeah.
am.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
you're welcome. On the movie side, what surprised you most about being on set, and what part of you came out in that process?
Um, you know what? How comfortable everybody was. I think that made it better. You know what I'm saying? It made me, it made the comfortability come out of me, because it was nobody was acting like they were above and beyond, or I'm this, or some type of, how people would say Hollywood and type of arrogance. It wasn't none of that going on. Everybody was fun, family oriented, if you will, So that made me feel accepted because I was basically the low man on the totem pole coming from the comedy world. And of course, Lil Rel's a comic as well, come from the comedy world. But those, and even him, those are proven actors and actresses. And so for me to come in there and be able to perform and be able to hold my own, so to speak, you know, I give it, I give them all the credit, because they made the environment, welcoming.
Yeah, I could tell in the pictures. I was like, the camaraderie was amazing.
It
Y'all just
was
looked like a big happy family. And
absolutely.
everybody looked like they've known each other forever. I picked up on that one. I loved it. I'm just so proud of you. Again, I'm so happy for you because I know something huge is about to come your way. So what's next? When people come and see you on the road this year, what version of Howie are they getting? And what do you want them to leave with?
They're getting Howie Bell, man. I mean, I've been doing comedy for 30 years, and I've always brought everything and left it on stage. So you're going to get that version of me and more. You're going to grow with me. You're going to follow me on this journey. It's not over, and it's going to keep going until the end. So, I'm everywhere at almost any given time. I could be in New York, Atlanta, LA, Detroit, Chicago. It doesn't matter. Texas, I'm coming, and so just look out for me. Howie Bizzell, HOWIEBIZZELL on the gram. If you
Write that
follow
down.
me, that's right. Write that down. If you follow me, man, I always post everything I'm doing, and yeah, the version you're gonna get of me is the version I've always presented to people, and that is the version to make you laugh. In particular, that's all I really care about. I don't really care about anything else. I'm not going to give it to you too fancy. I'm not going to try to, make you think too hard. I'm going to make you laugh. It's thought provoking, but you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh. My goal. Energy and laughter is what we do. That's the comedy cloth that I'm cut from. So you're gonna get that version of Howie Bell. As
Perfect.
always.
And those are all of my questions. Is there anything that I did not ask that you want to be included in the article or anything you want the audience to know?
Well, the audience needs to know that me and you do go way back, of course, for a very long time. And I appreciate everything you've done and you've brought not only to myself, but to the game and the art and the culture of comedy, and especially black comedy. And yes, you're a major part of that. And a lot of people don't know there are players in the game that have been doing this for a long time that have been movers and shakers, but they just don't know who we are. And you're one of them.
Well,
And
I'm one
so,
of them.
yes,
Oh,
and people need
Howie,
to
I'm
know
about to
that.
cry.
You know that, hey, man, tears of joy.
Tears of joy. Yeah,
It's all
and I
good.
just want to. I gotta say it on record because we've had slumber parties. We've just
Yeah,
had a great time,
absolutely.
and again, I'm
Sure.
just so honored to be able to call you my brother.
Yeah,
You always answer everything. We've had
yeah.
great times together, and I appreciate you a hell of a lot. Even this moment. Thank
And
you
we
for
got
everything.
and we got more to do.
And we got more to do, a lot more to do.
That's right. Let's
That's
do
right. I love you so much,
it.
and I
Love you
so
too.
appreciate your time.
I love you too. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you. I love you.
Slapstick comedy, baby.
Slapstick. Woo woo. Oh, I got on a Bruce shirt, but I forgot.
That's my man. Bruce. There you go.
I need to get my Howie Bell merch. That's what I need.
That's right.